This is AY Nigeria. Welcome to my open personal with LashTV. Stay on board. You call me AY Nigeria. So the first tip I want to share for upcoming OAPs is the name. They say in Yoruba land that whatever name you call a child or you give a child determines the destiny of the child. And I'm a very particular person about what you call yourself. I'm called AY Nigeria, and if you ask me why, I've got just two reasons. My real name is Ayodele Akonde Tolulope Brown. I am from Ekiti State, precisely, you could say, Irekwe fellow local government. I grew up in Akure in Ondo State. I grew up in Obaile Estate, Akure. AY Nigeria is a gender advocate, a feminist, an ambassador, youth ambassador by an international youth diplomacy conference. I'm an on-air personality with the Ed on-air personality at New Cruise 92.7 FM in Ikere, Ekiti State right now. I'm a compere, an MC, wedding MC, professional compere, at least the best around town, I can say that. And also, I'm an orator, an author, a writer, many things, but I'm just me in Nigeria. Okay, so how I came up with the brand name AY Nigeria, many people do not know, so let me tell you the story. While on NYC camp in Bayelsa, Kolokuma local government area, precisely where I served, so I had the unique BY number, that's state code 2020. So I had BY/2020, and every time they wanted to call me, they would always call me state code 2020, Mr. 2020. So they used to call me Vision 2020. But I was also in the OBS. I was one of the most prominent voices in my set at the OBS. And so there was this guy who always came, a rich kid who would come and buy this request forms, just do shout outs, you know, so I was in charge. And so he will come and pay excess money for, we were selling the request forms at 50 naira. You could pay 500 naira for one at the time, and we would buy loads of it. So sometimes we buy 5,000 and all, just to ail, you know. And someone, for me now, I was the one receiving the money for the OBS at the time. So he would always put his name Odogu Malaysia. So and then we would be shouting out to a girl. So I felt like it got to a point where everybody was shouting Odogu Malaysia. Some even thought I was the Odogu Malaysia on camp, but I just got to a point one day and I said, if he's Odogu Malaysia, then maybe I should be AY Nigeria. Boom! And just like that. I've always had a passion for media. Well, I just thought I was just a regular guy until I met a couple of friends in the university. I graduated from the University of Ado-Ekiti, and I remember on the stairs, Faculty of Agriculture, I met a friend, Sholashitu, a senior colleague, who told me I was supposed to be on TV. What am I doing in the Faculty of Agric? That was ever the first time anybody had told me that had some media part of me. And growing up from there, I met a friend, Daniel Bello, who put up a media outfit at a time and started doing events. And from there, I grew into debates, you know, at the final year in UNAD, represented my faculty and the university in several competitions. And we won, came tops, you know, met the VC at the time. And everybody was wondering, who's this guy who's always talking like a motivational speaker for Faculty of Greek, you know? And I went on there. At 400 level, I had a couple of things to do with Progress FM, had a program on radio. And so practically my training has been about me reading, developing myself, and some part of it has come natural for me, you know. But most of that knowledge and ability has come from reading, watching TV, watching news. I mean, I grew up watching Serial Stoba, network news, thanks to my father who always disturbed me at the time. But part of that also was what built my ability to be able to speak, and of course my stint with media. Currently, I'm a postgraduate student with the International Institute of Journalism, so I'm also learning more. I learn every day. I have online certifications from notable establishments of media and publicity. I'm a PR person too, social media influencer. So I think I'm made for this. Well, it's simple. What it takes to be an online personality is the gift. Everybody can talk, but not everybody is meant for radio and TV. You can learn it if you're good at it, but one thing I always tell people is radio, if you do not have it, you do not have it. You can be good, you can be okay, you can speak good English, but radio is beyond speaking that. So you must be gifted, you must be refined by training, and also you must have a lot of experience. The experience is what reforms, refines, and prepares you into a fine broadcaster. Okay, so I got into radio that an uncle of mine, Gate Kowe, who had this vision of reshaping the minds of people via a radio program. And he always had this knowledge, this, let me use the word, out of the world knowledge about how people in local areas, in urban areas, I'm talking the Roporas of this world, I'm talking the Adoekiti too of this world, how they can listen, something motivational, something inspiring, something spiritual. And so we started this program with Progress FM at the time called Rainbow Revolution. And so occasionally I would accompany him to this radio, but the time paid for it. And so when he's not around, when he's not able to make it down from Ogun State, where he's based, he would tell me. So he saw that I had the strength and I could do it well. And so he started staying away, paying for the radio program and asking me to stay and do it. That was how I got, my first stint with, so when I say Progress FM, that was what I did with them. So I fell in love with that concept of speaking from a small box and be able to reach millions of people at the same time. Learned production, learned studio management, learned how to manage a console, learned how to edit it, learned more under suitable tutors like Elizabeth Tuweke, my colleagues at the time, N. Gabriel, Big J5, J Berries of this world, and so. Humility, and always learn the principles of humility. You can access anybody, win anybody over, influence people with humility. So when I got there, I started asking questions. How do you do this? How do you manage this? Even things that I knew or that I thought I knew, plus the things that I knew, I asked them how they did it. Who knows, there could be an how to how they did it that was different from what I was expressed or exposed to. So I asked them, I started learning, and then dedication. Dedication is one thing. So I remember times when I would not go home, weeks that I would not go home. I remember some of my colleagues then used to pity me and buy me food. Days that I would go hungry, just staying in the studio. I got familiar with songs. So once we're shut down transmission, I'll go back to the Jazzler, to the system, and begin to play songs from the database. Loads of songs. Had encounters with the likes of the Kenny G's of this world, the Yannis of this world. I knew what they sounded like, so I knew what song to play for what belt, what song to play for what program, and I knew how to moderate the mood of a particular belt, be it morning belt, be it primetime belt, be it the sleeping or the evening belt. I knew what song would apply. Okay, so because this is up a personal with LashTV, is extra fraternizing with my bosses. You can be so comfortable with who you're working with, who's your senior, who's your boss, and that you begin to take that relationship for granted, which ought my working with her. It hurt my progress with her. It messed up my relationship with other colleagues because they were beginning to see it as though I was someone's favorite, and you know, there were enmity was building, confusion was setting in for the people who could not hate me or who could not be my enemies. So I think my biggest mistake was extra fraternizing with, you know, my boss. Let me use my boss. But I learned from that, and I've never made that mistake again. Life is actually beautiful from my perspective, and life so far, in a few days I'm going to be a year old, has taught me that you should love while you can, live while you can, smile as much as you can, run after your dreams as much as you can, be hungry as much as you can. And many people might not like this, especially for conservatives, financial conservatives. Whatever you feel like eating, eat it now. Maybe I'll not, you know, come back home. So I know a lot of people have problems with it, but maybe I'll not come back home. Let's do for music. That would be, I like the vibe that comes with Wizkid. I like the brilliance that comes with Johnny Drill. I like the hustle that comes with Davido. For movies, for ladies, let me do ladies, that's for guys. For ladies, I like Simi, the vibe that comes with Simi. For movies, this Benga, I think Kunle Afolayan's junior brother. And then for female, I think I'd go for the vibe around Jackie Appiah. My favorite food continental is fried rice and beef. My favorite food local is what they call gari, eba, and okra stew. Yes. Let's say white first, blue second, orange third, maybe black fourth. I like BMW, I like Chevrolet and Bentley. I like everything made in Nigeria. Like what I'm wearing is made by Stitches by Lola. Beautiful, you know, ingenious designs, you know. And so I like made in Nigeria, but it doesn't mean that if you want to send me gifts, you cannot send me Goshis, Adoti, but I like made in Nigeria. Currently, we're trying to veer off into another phase of my project. I'm the project initiator for AY Nigeria Goes to School, which is a mandate that visits schools, secondary schools, to talk to girls and boys about gender-based violence. Also, for me, you guys should watch out for the media, Floating the Media Company by AY Nigeria. I just want to encourage you that you're not alone. Like, it might be tough right now, but there's hope. Like the weeks will fade into months, and months will fade into years, and years into decades, decades into centuries. They will fade away. But how you metamorphosize, or change within that time positively will determine who you will be and what the universe will throw your way during the process. So pay attention to your process. Everything is going to be fine. Remember that I said it, because it's true. Everything eventually is going to be fine. All right, thank you guys for watching my open personal with LashTV. Do not forget to follow the handles, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. If you have questions for me, by the way, maybe you're watching from any part of the world, and maybe you can try to connect with me. I forgot to say I'm a wedding MC too, and I'm a professional compere. So if you want to reach out, please drop it in the comment box. I'll be replying all the messages, and you can also tag me on this, okay? So thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope I made you smile. You know, I took you through my journey to being what I am today. I'm still continuing that journey. And thank you for always watching.